Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook Y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We hope you'll enjoy the content on our channel and you'll consider hitting that red subscribe button. We're back with a new video in our What Can I Make With That series. This one is all about naan bread. I buy the large container at Sam's Club, wrap them individually with a piece of parchment paper between each one, and stick them in my freezer so we always have naan bread available. Here's some of the things that we've tried and enjoyed at our house using naan. This is the first recipe I ever bought naan bread and specifically used it for a recipe. These are for some easy chicken pesto flatbreads. You can grill or pan saute your own chicken breast, or you can use a rotisserie chicken. You can make your own pesto if you've got some basil growing, or just buy a jar. They're very easy to assemble. You just take a couple of pieces of naan bread, spread some pesto on the bottom as the base layer like you would for a pizza. Then lay out as much of the chicken you like. Some good seasoned chicken, some slices is what I like to use, and then we'll finish with some cheeses and some seasonings.
These flatbreads are better if you shred your own mozzarella, and I did have a block, but I was just too lazy to do it. Hopefully the caking agent or the flour or whatever that's in this pre-shredded won't mess it up.
It worked great this way. I do prefer to do it from a block. After the mozzarella, I put on some shredded Parmesan, a little bit of pepper, and then some Italian seasoning. If you'll notice, these are on my pizza stone. You can do them in the oven. We've also done these on an outdoor grill with great success.
I'll put these in a 400-degree oven for about 8 or 10 minutes till everything is melty. And we'll see if I can crisp up some of the little pieces to go with pesto on the side.
When I made these last, I had the little pieces of flatbread that we toasted up. That was to use up the rest of one. We used it like little dippers for some more pesto. This night I had air fried some zucchini crisps and made some ranch dressing to dip in, and also fixed us a big salad. But these would go with pretty much any side. They're very flavorful. You don't really need anything other than a veggie or a salad to serve with some easy chicken pesto flatbreads. The next recipe we have to show y'all is some tuna olive flatbreads. I actually found this during the middle of the lockdown of the pandemic in the middle of 2020 when I was looking for something to make with items I had in my pantry. This one came from my Food Network kitchen app. This is on my big TV in my living room. I found one that uses pretty much everything I had on hand. The only thing I was lacking was some roasted red peppers for Tim, and I will get those and prepare this again. This one was delicious. I loved it. These are the ingredients I pulled out of my pantry. The recipe was a little vague. It called for white beans. I wasn't sure if I was going to use garbanzos or cannellini, but I ended up going with the cannellini. And as I said, I did leave out the roasted red peppers, but I had everything else. So let me show you how we made these flatbreads. Oops, pretty much every recipe video always leaves something out. I did not show you the sun-dried tomatoes. Before I started on the flatbreads, I made a quick vinaigrette, my regular honey mustard. I used 2 kinds of mustard, eyeball equal amounts of a stone ground and a Dijon. Then I add a little dab of mayonnaise to give it body. Then I eyeball about the same amount of honey as the 2 mustards, whisk that all together, and then I slowly start streaming in some white wine vinegar. You could just use regular vinegar or even red wine vinegar, whatever you have on hand. Season to taste with a little salt and pepper, and then I've showed y'all this before. I just kind of count when I pour the vinegar, and then I times 3 and kind of count as I pour the olive oil and whisk it in to emulsify. I taste it and adjust it, and this little batch I thought I needed a little bit more mustard. I started prepping the topping for the flatbreads. I had 2 kinds of olives, black olives and some Kalamata olives. The jar says pitted, but I still found a pit. Always be careful. I added some sun-dried tomatoes, and then the tuna. Rather than the cheaper Starcrest, I did use a better quality of a chunk albacore since there's so few ingredients. And since I'm making the topping for both of us and I don't like green olives, I kept those out. Those will go in Tim's topping. If you're adding the roasted red peppers, you would add them here. You add some olive oil, a little bit of red chili flake, and some black pepper. I did mess up and add some of the garlic powder here rather than to the bean mixture, but it was fine. It tasted wonderful. This is a very flavorful dish. A couple pinches of kosher salt, and then very gently tried to mix this together. Tried not to break up the tuna too much, but I did get rid of the big pieces. I'm a huge proponent of tasting my food, and I thought I needed a little more olive oil, some red chili flake, some garlic powder, and a little more pepper, so I just taste and adjust as I go. And probably since I left out the roasted red peppers, I thought it needed a little something else, so I added a little more sun-dried tomatoes. This step is just for me. I split the mixture in half, that way I could take the green olives and add to the half that would go on Tim's flatbread, and I kept mine separate for me without the green olives. And I would do the same with the roasted red peppers in the future for him. For the bean mixture, I just decided to go with cannellini, so I drained them and put them in the bowl of my food processor. I added some of the sun-dried tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of water, a half a teaspoon of garlic, a half a teaspoon of kosher salt, such a lovely and very flavorful bean mixture. Time to start on the flatbreads. Lightly oil one side and put it down on a hot griddle. Repeat with the second one. I probably added a little too much oil. Next time I'll cut back a little. They need about a minute or two to char. The flatbreads hot off the griddle only take a minute or so to assemble. Split the bean mixture on each flatbread, and then we will put the topping on. I did have a little bit left. It was delicious with leftover pita or crackers. And top with the tuna olive mixture.
It's a Mediterranean flatbread, tuna olive. I did leave out the roasted red peppers. Tim's has black and green olives and sun-dried tomatoes and tuna, and mine is missing the green. I made a fall harvest salad with gala apples, chunks of cheddar, walnuts, croutons, and red onions. And I made a quick 90-second mustard vinaigrette to go on top.
I have made these tuna olive flatbreads several times since I first found the recipe. We really enjoy them. They're so flavorful, and just with a big salad, they're a very hearty meal for us. We love them. The next recipe is something I just sort of made up. I was looking for a meatless meal. We also did this on a grill, but just like with the other flatbreads, you can just throw it in the oven on a regular cookie sheet or a pizza stone. This one has a tzatziki base as the bottom, so this shows you how to make a tzatziki sauce, which you can skip and just buy one at the store.
Using the finest setting on my grater, I'm going to grate some cucumber. The recipe I've used before used an English cucumber. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use what I have. I'm going to grate probably about half of this and then salt it. We're going to try to draw out and wring out as much of the liquid as we can.
After I salted and wringed out as much of the liquid as I could from the cucumber, I mixed it with some plain non-fat Greek yogurt, some minced garlic, and some lemon juice. Use fresh if you have those. I added some dill weed, a little dash of cayenne pepper, and some salt and pepper. Mixed it up, tasted, adjusted. Y'all know I love dill, and that's a quick tzatziki sauce. To assemble these flatbreads, I did put them on a tray to go on our outdoor grill. I put the tzatziki sauce on the bottom. Then I put some sliced red onion, some fresh baby spinach that I chopped up into little pieces, some sliced Kalamata olives, and then I had taken a jar of marinated artichoke hearts, drained them as well as I could, and then chopped them up into really small pieces and layered all that on the flatbreads. And then topped with 3 cheeses, some mozzarella, some feta, and a dash of Parmesan on the end. As I said, you could easily do these in the oven. We would prep them to go on the grill. I also had stuffed some portobello mushroom caps. I was looking for a meatless meal, much to my husband's chagrin.
You know, I was trying to go to sleep the other night and I dreamed these up. Think they'll work?
The question is, was it a nightmare?
It was a good dream. I love Greek.
Okay.
I love Greek food.
Okay.
We had the naans, the naan flatbreads.
Kind of crusty.
Crusty's good, oven or grill.
Much like the tuna olive flatbreads, I love these flavors, so these worked really well for us. We thought these were delicious. They've got really crispy on the bottom, being on the outdoor grill, so we loved these easy meatless Mediterranean flatbreads. Probably the most popular thing to do around our house is to just make regular meat and cheese pizza using naan bread. I took some naan bread out of the freezer and thawed it out. I also took out some of my homemade pizza sauce. I'll leave a link to that recipe. We had some pepperoni and salami left over from a charcuterie board, and we layered all of that together with diced red onion, black olives, fresh mushrooms, some Italian seasoning, and 2 kinds of cheeses, and got them ready for the grill.
Would you like me to get it?
That would be nice.
Oh, that sucker's heavy. What kind of time and temperature? You're on a high, a medium, a low?
Pretty high right now, but I was letting it warm up, so I'm gonna turn it down to medium.
So medium until everything's melted. Maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes.
Give it 3 minutes, and then it'll be
Alrighty.
ready to check.
Or in the oven until everything's melted. About 5 or 6 minutes later.
5 minutes.
5 minutes later, they look pretty awesome. I'm gonna show them your gloves. Oh. He has awesome gloves. So really easy pizzas on naan bread off the grill. Oh, Tim is hungry and ready to eat. And we've got enough for leftovers for lunch tomorrow. Some Caesar salad.
I mean, come on, who doesn't love pizza and salad? This is a quick, easy meal, especially to throw it on the grill. So this is something we have on pretty serious rotation at our house, is using naan flatbreads for just any old kind of pizza, any combination you like. And the last idea we have using naan bread is another that's Mediterranean in flavor. This is a chicken souvlaki, or a Greek chicken flatbread. We're going to start off by making the sauce to marinate the chicken in.
Going to take 1/4 cup of olive oil, add about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, fresh if you have it, for a quick marinade for these chicken breasts. Going to add a couple of cloves of garlic. Fresh if you have it. Always keep this on hand. A whole tablespoon of oregano. I do have fresh out in my herb garden. I probably need to go get that, but I'm going to stick to the recipe. I don't feel like making the conversion from dried to fresh. That's a lot of oregano. And I have a teaspoon of salt. A lot of oregano. Mix it up, and then we're going to marinate these boneless, skinless chicken breasts for an hour or 2 before Tim puts them on the grill for an easy chicken souvlaki. You can do in pita bread, on a salad. We're actually going to do it on naan bread because that's what I have out in the freezer that I've taken out to thaw. I missed you spraying and making a flame. That's the chicken souvlaki that I've been marinating. Right. And I appreciate you grilling because it's a 90.
Rare, or do you want it?
No, I like my chicken cooked all the way through. Okay. And it's supposed to rain later today, so I'm glad you're going to be able to grill right
rare
now.
Right now.
It's raw. It's pretty raw. Ooh, is that going to cause a flame up? Because that's a lot of oil. That's 1/4 cup of oil.
Wasn't that in a movie? Flame On?
That's Johnny. Fantastic Four, Flame On, when he goes from a human to a ball of fire. Tim grilled the chicken souvlaki for me. We're going to let the chicken breasts rest and then slice them up into some small strips. He charred the naan, so now it's pliable, and we'll just roll it over and put chicken souvlaki with red onion, Kalamata olives, lettuce, cucumbers for me. We've got some feta. We've got some of this store-bought tzatziki sauce from Trader Joe's, and even though the flavor profiles are different, we do have hummus and chips. It's just a dill pickle hummus. I did not get tomatoes for Tim at the store, so he's lost out, but we will make some quick wraps.
In case you missed it, this is part of an ongoing series, What Can I Make With Different Ingredients? We've shared videos on using pepperoni, crescent rolls, lentils, and imitation crab meat, and we're actively working on even more videos to share with you guys, so check these out if you hadn't already. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Take care and have a wonderful and truly blessed day.